Greetings. How is everyone out there? I always laugh when I see these, these people on the internet promoting bone broth, healing bone broth. We got to drink this bone broth. And man, I grew up with this stuff like a lot of people my age. And my grandma used to make broths, and my great grandma and my ma, and I make them. And this is just part of normal cooking, is to get a big chunk of bone, chuck it in a pot, put water in it, and then put it on the gas. I mean, that's bone broth. It's literally basic, isn't it? But there's different ways and means of making bone broths. There are different types of bone broths. Okay, I don't call them bone broths. I call them stock, because that's what they are. They're stock. They're basically just a stock. There's fish stock. You've got beef stock. There's chicken stock. There's all sorts of stocks. Chicken probably my favorite. I do like the other animal sort of bone stocks as well. The beef one's quite nice. You need to really find an organic kind of supplier for these body parts of animals like bones and stuff. No point really going to commercial stuff. So you'll find an organic butcher. There are plenty of them around. Nice piece of leg bone. The beef bone's quite good to use, but you can use many different types of bones. The thing is, I use a large stainless steel pot, and I use alkaline water, usually around about 9 or 10 pH, but you could use anything you want. Filtered water is good. Don't use tap water with fluoride and chlorine in it. I mean, it's not a great idea, is it? Use a nice purified water. You cover that bone, and then what I normally do is I'll put some vinegar in with that. I'll put 1 or 2 tablespoons of vinegar into the water, so a bit of acid to help extract, the calcium and magnesium out of the bone more easily. So you'll have a bone broth full of minerals. And then on top of that, I'll usually put in a couple of stalks of celery, a couple of carrots, a couple of potatoes, a piece of cauliflower, just different vegetables I'll throw in that pot. I'll bring it to the boil. I'll put a nice generous amount of salt, sea salt in there, probably a tablespoon of sea salt will go in there, a bit of pepper or something. And that'll get boiled and then turn down to simmer. Now that will be simmer all day. So I'll have that on the gas stove. I'll turn it down to the lowest setting and just leave it for about 4 or 5 hours, keeping an eye it doesn't dry out kind of thing. And occasionally I'll just skim the stuff off the top. You'll get some stuff rising up there, clean that off. If you want to make an outstanding broth, okay, after several hours, take all the vegetables out, drain them, throw the liquid back, put a second lot of the vegetables in there. Right? These are supremely good bone broth. So with the chicken, I'd put the whole chicken in the pot, free range chook. Now I like to have usually the liver, the organs, all the bits of the chicken as well. So I keep all the flesh, everything, skin, the whole lot in there. And then I'll cook that, same with vegetables. And then when I've let that cook for a while, I'll skim the fat off the top. I found a cheap way to do that. A tricky way is to get a paper towel, and when the broth's cold, to drop it on top and lift it, and you get a lot of fat and junk sticking on that paper towel which you can bin. And then you can drain that, keep it in the refrigerator for several days, and I'll often freeze it in small blocks. Now that is the basis of most good dishes, like casseroles or stir fries or lots of dishes. You can use that broth or that stock as a basis. The chicken one is especially nice. You can use it for many different meals. So you're going to get a lot of minerals in that dish. Once per week is good to make up a broth once per week, and you'll find that you can use the broth for, as I said, several days. And it's very, very tasty, and it's super healthy. And people have been doing this for thousands of years, but now it's become like flavor of the month for some reason. Enjoy it, especially good in winter time. Thank you for tuning in.